Alright, welcome back to part 2 of Reading with Skinner. We're going to be going over the growth of religious freedom in the English colonies. The colonies also saw the growth of religious freedom. The first two English colonies had people from very different religious backgrounds. Virginia was mainly found by, that word, so sorry Skinner if I can say that word, those who belonged to the Church of England. Massachusetts found by
Pilgrim.
Pilgrims and Puritans, members of protest groups who came to the Americas to worship God in their own way.
The Massachusetts Bay Colony Puritans originally set high standards for church memberships. They wanted to promote virtue, goodness. Puritans, sorry, Miss Kino, thought the members of their church were chosen by God and that only those elected would go to heaven. Each Sunday was a day of rest in which the whole community went to church. The ministers often gave a sermon treating sinners with punishment of
damnation
after death. Sorry, Miss Skinner, again.
The Puritan, let me see it looking. Okay. Puritans believed that the state endorsed religion would ensure a bond between members and, what does it say? Socially. I'm so sure, I don't know what that means. So whoever's looking at this video, see if you can say that. Helping to maintain order and stability. They felt that having more than one religion might threaten social stability. Although they came to America to worship God in their own way, they did not support religious toleration from others. Alright, so we're on another page. Right here. The famous Salmon witchcraft trials took place in Massachusetts in 1692 and 1693. A West Indian slave told a group of children tales of voodoo. The girls claimed they were being tortured by witches. Those accused of witchcraft were asked to repeat before authorities. Repeat and to name their fellow witches to avoid punishment. 20 people were hanged before authorities put an end to the. I don't know how to say that right there. Yeah. Some historic. I guess. Hopefully he doesn't put this whole video on freaking YouTube. Hopefully he edits it. Historians argued. What does it say? Argue that trials were an attempt by straight Puritans to maintain their authority. Other point out that by distributing Puritans were reject this. The witchcraft craze actual weakness to hold of Puritanism on the colony. Lord knows.
The rise of religion toleration. In Massachusetts, some colonists object to the strict control of the Puritans. Roger Williams and Anne Hutchinson left to found a new colony in Rhode Island. Rhode Island was the first English colony to establish the principle of religious toleration. The that others had the right to practice their own faith. Dutch New York also practiced religious toleration.
We're gonna go ahead and skip this because I already did it. It's easy. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and go down here. Other English colonies were established to protect members of persecuted. I don't know how to say it. Religious groups. Persecuted religious groups. Catholics were welcomed to Maryland and Quakers to Pennsylvania with so many tolerated. I don't know how to say that. Sorry, Skinner. Tolerated. I got it, Skinner. Which other rather than to fight over religion.
Religion's belief also contribute to the growth of I
don't know. Sorry, Skinner.
Government. Many Protestants believe that church elders of election members should govern the church. They applied the same approach of election. Here comes this word again, Mr. Skinner. Sorry.
Representatives.
Oh. To govern the communion as a whole.
Okay, focus. Yeah, there it goes. The first great awakening. The importance of religion to the colonies was to the colonists was illustrated by the Great Awakening of the 1740s. Ministers emphasized the importance of religious fields. During the Great Awakening, preachers like Jonathan Edwards and George Winfield, those are important, so you want to highlight those.
Whitefield.
But you want to get those right there. Often addressed large crowds into fields. They hold lessons that God was merciful and that people could save themselves from damnation by repenting for their sins. Colonists were told to study the Bible for themselves, and many became more emotionally engined in religion. The Great Awakening emphasized people equally, right?
Yeah.
Equally in their own eyes, in the eyes of God. The preachers of the Great Awakening were also strong supporters of religious freedom and toleration. They wanted their listeners to accept Christianity as an act of free will.
And these are the questions you have to answer?
You gotta answer. I already answered them, but I did not notice your paper. Go.
I really?
Yeah. You gotta read that.
You just read this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Alrighty, guys. The economy. Wait. The
Economy.
economy of the British colonies was based on. Economy of the British colonies was based on.
If you can say it, just.
Under this economic system, Parliament passed laws controlling the trade of the colonies in order to benefit the mother country. The aim was to get more gold and silver. Under their, I don't want to say that, colonists were expected to sell their raw materials such as tobacco, rice, fur, and fish at low prices to Britain. In exchange, the colonists were supposed to buy British manufactured products such as glass, paper, and tea, which were more expensive. Believed this unequal trade would increase the wealth of the mother country.
Alright, guys. So that leaves us till next time. Make sure to like the video, subscribe,